NASCAR on TNT. Yes, it is time to crank it up a notch. We're ready to roll in the 5-hour energy 500. The green flag in the air, and we are underway in Pennsylvania.
Good start by Paul Menard right there, man.
Big wide racetrack. Jamie McMurray taking advantage. Pulling out of line into turn one. Kurt Busch jumping quickly out front.
Yeah, looks like Hamlin's got a good run up on the high side as well as Jeff Gordon.
Look at him in the back there, already 3 and 4 wide. This tunnel turn won't take 3 and 4 wide.
And look at the drivers that are back there. Jeff Burton, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, Greg Biffle. You better get aggressive early and often. Denny Hamlin already up to second. There goes Carl Edwards to the inside of Jeff Gordon for a position. That fourth in the running order.
And a couple of years ago, we saw him repave turn 3 here, where you absolutely had, in turn 3, you had that extra grip out there. We saw guys right there going to the bottom. The grip's kind of equalized. I think it's still out there, but it's a little bit equalized as we see Denny Hamlin, where he's left off here on so many occasions going to the front.
Some things change about this racetrack. One thing that does not, that number 11 car out front. It took him one lap. Denny Hamlin, the race leader. Kurt Busch, Paul Menard, Jeff Gordon, Carl Edwards, the top 5. Get right on board with the pole sitter and look back at Paul Menard. You know, the sleeper in this whole thing may very well be your pick in the pre-race today, Wally. Jeff Gordon just kind of laying in the weeds this weekend.
Well, he's already in a good position. He started up front, which is good. Whenever he usually has a good qualifying run here, he's tough all day long. It's going to get down to when you start putting laps on these tires and these things start sliding around. That's when you're going to see the guys who have got good setups and not. Usually the first 5 or 6 laps, everybody's very, very even.
That was a good shot coming down the front stretch there. Somebody was trying to run Kyle Busch all the way to the inside of the racetrack, trying to block at that point. And you have to this early in the race. You've got a couple of laps that you can get the good out of these tires, and you've got to pass these guys. So you've got to protect your position at this point.
And all of these drivers know at lap 20 today, there will be a competition caution. If you pit before that, you do what you want to the car with the exception of fueling it. So that's when the strategy will begin.
And something else here, these guys are, there's HARVICK, 29. But one thing you got to look at is a tire deal too. You don't want to kill your tires up too bad. Here's what Kyle was referring to earlier, and that's a Schiller's team and Kyle Busch. I believe they've had some trouble in the past.
A little familiar, but you see, Kevin runs him all the way down. Kevin's trying to protect that position. Kyle's trying to take it. But as we saw, Kevin ended up back in front of him.
Actually running through the water.
Yeah,
There's still some water down there somewhere.
Oh, Kevin a little sideways off the corner.
Yeah, and Kyle got a really good run up off that corner. And Kevin took him all the way to the end of pit road.
And I do that 1 or 2 more times. I don't think Kyle's going to be as nice about it.
And here's Kyle going around him on the outside. And I think, and it's like you say, when you have new tires and you're able to get that grip early on, you've got to maximize it. Kyle got a good run up off the corner. Kevin didn't want to give up that position. He thought he was passing somebody, but he just couldn't close the deal.
To add perspective on how difficult this racetrack is, right in front of these 2 drivers, Matt Kenseth, all 3 of them.
They're not happy with each other. Holy fuck.
Running order, so they do have some ground to make up this afternoon.
And we talked about these guys qualifying bad earlier. As you see the 48 going around the 10th, passing the 33 here for 10th place. We talked about this earlier. Their qualifying position has got them back in the line in the lineup here. We've run, what, 4 laps? They're already almost 9 seconds behind the leader. And they're just losing ground when they're running side by side like that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. You don't want to kill your tires too bad here, because maybe you just want to take 2. You're hoping those guys come in after 20 and put on 4. You need that track position. You want to put 2 tires on. So you just got to kind of sit back here and be cool, really, for these first 20 laps.
Jimmy Johnson looked really good here in final practice on Friday afternoon. And the 5-time champion has gone from 14th to 10th as he completed that pass of Clint Boyer. Boyer very good here 1 season ago. A little bit out to lunch in the opening practice Friday. Got things calmed down in final practice and looked good in qualifying yesterday. See Jamie McMurray right in front of Jimmy Johnson, he runs in the 9th position. Now back to a battle at the front. Kurt Busch started on the pole with Paul Menard to his outside. Denny Hamlin got around both, and now these two battling for the runner-up spot.
27's going to be good, I think, all day long. We watched him in the final practice. I was impressed with him. His car was good after 5 laps, good after 10 laps, after 15 laps. That's the thing you want to look for here at Pocono, is have a car that doesn't fall off. Have a car that's consistent, because there's a lot of other guys that are going to really fall off. And I think that 27 car of Paul Menard's is going to be very good here today.
And we saw something right there with Paul Menard and with Kurt Busch. The give and take that it takes to get across that tunnel turn. We talk about give and take at places like Darlington, at places like Speedway. But that tunnel turn is a give and take corner. You saw Kurt kind of roll out. The 27 had position. 27 goes on through the corner. If they go through there side by side, the 24 passes them with Jeff Gordon before they get to turn 3. Because they have to go through there so slow.
And with 20 to go, you'll see just the opposite of what we just saw here.
It's all take and no give.
6 laps in, and one of the storylines we will follow throughout this day, those drivers that started outside the top 20, outside the top 30 in their progress to the front. Some are on the move. Kyle Busch plus 9 positions up to 25th. He's the biggest mover of the day. Dave Blaney, Greg Biffle, teammates Jeff Burton and Kevin Harvick looking good as well. No one has anything for Denny Hamlin right now. He's led over 500 laps at Pocono.